Hello, Paul here from EMD Motorsport. Got a Fiat here. After we actually emailed the customer that what we found with the bolts. I've got a few videos when we stripped the whole car down. This actually job was done by a previous different workshop. They done a turbo upgrade for this vehicle here. Okay. So this Fiat, another workshop done a turbo upgrade, so a bigger turbo on this vehicle here. So what they done, they put a bigger turbo, and the car came to us to find out why the car's got no power, no boost, losing boost. Okay, and he came down here, and I saw the actual. He brought the car. The customer brought the car over on the driveway, and I saw the actual bolt is broken. So I said to him, we need to fix that first before we do anything else. So the customer brought it over, and I stripped down the car, and I found that bolt was broken, so there was nothing holding the turbo, the gasket down. So when you're driving this, there's a massive leak from this side here, causing no boost from the turbo. So it's very important, and I said to him, we need to fix that first before we do anything else, and then drive the car and see what else needs to be looked at. But the most important thing for turbo boost is to make sure there's a good seal between the turbo and the actual exhaust manifold. Okay, but if you look at this here, this car has been damaged from day one. They didn't bother to take the front bar off or remove this part off because the turbo was bigger, so they just pry it so to put the turbo in. Alright, so what we done was just remove everything out to actually get the turbo fixed. So I took the manifold off and got the bolt welded. I actually spent like 2.5 hours drilling that stuff off, so I can give it to the welder to weld that bolt in there. And I'm not even charging him my time that I took me to actually drill that thing off slowly, otherwise the manifold will be damaged. If you look closer, there's a few bolts in there, left in there by the previous mechanic or previous people. But what's holding us now is the actual, when we went to put this bolt in there, see inside that hole there? This hole here, it's stripped. And then we found out that's stripped. That's why I said to the customer, we need to actually ring the Fred repair guy to come in and fix it. And it's going to cost about under $500. That's call out fees and fixing the actual bolt. That's pretty much how much they charge anyway. We're not actually charging him. We're charging the same price that the guy give us. That's how much we give it to him. Okay, something like that. Just don't quote me on that. And he doesn't want to. He just said he doesn't want to do anything. He just got angry. It took too long, but the thing is, I'm giving him the actual what's the next step, and he said he wants to tow the car away. But let's have a look at the actual why that thing was actually. That's the banjo hose, and the bolt goes through there and goes through that hole that I showed was damaged, and they actually put sealant there. They put Celastic on this side here. See that? They put Celastic there. You don't need to do that. You got a washer. You have a washer on both sides of the banjo bolt. There's no need for this. And that's why they put Celastic there, goes to hold it in so it doesn't leak. And this part here is broken as well. The customer said they cut it off here to make it work. I'm not sure why they cut it off, but that's the reason why it's like that. So he just wants to pay for that, but doesn't want to pay for my time that I took me to actually find the problem. And let's have a look at the videos that I always upload videos, because I know there's always time like this. People are very rude, no understanding, and then we have to go back and fall onto it. Okay, this is a video of the car when it first came in. I do a video before we touch it, and if you look, there's the problem there. There's the problem, look at that. That bolt, that's the bolt that snapped off, or they broke it off. I'm not sure what they done. I had to take the intake manifold out and drill it out and then get it welded to make everything work. And if you look at the actual intake manifold bolts, see the intake manifold bolts? Look at that one there, it's already loose. There's a gap there. So when I went to take the intake manifold off, was already just hand tight, not even tight at all. All of them was loose. So let me see the coolant leak. See, I'm talking about the damage out of the speaker. I had to remove those bolts on the side there so I can actually move the turbo out, because someone's already pried that bracket. It's all bent and damaged. See the turbo there, the coolant? Modification works pretty poor. Look at that, that's leaking as well on the turbo. Okay, if you go back to the actual, this is the actual bolt that got welded. That's a new gasket he gave me. This is the turbo. It's already leaking from here. So basically he said to stop working on his car, and then he wants to tow it away. And he doesn't want to pay anything, but I said to him in an email, you got to pay 3 hours of my time plus the actual welding of that bracket there. Nothing is free in this world. I'm not sure why people are like this to me. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're too nice to them and they take advantage of people thinking that you're a nice guy, but they don't know people are not, I can be not nice as well, you know? It's harder to be nice. It's easier to be not nice. That's what I always tell people. So that's the problem. We found that out. We found out why. Even the bolt that they use for the actual, I forgot to mention that bolt. Even the bolt they use for the actual sump. See the sump here? This part here, that goes back to the oil sump. Look at that bolt there, it's damaged. It took me a long time to try to take it out. People have no idea. Now I've got to replace that with a better bolt. See, that was damaged. Celastic here. That is old here. That's broken there. Not sure why this customer here is going mental. But that's why I always document, take pictures of the car when they came in. I even do I do a lot of photos, videos, because I know when things like this happen, I've got to show the customer what happened from day one, because they forget. Their brain is very forgetful when it comes to money. That's what I found, very forgetful. Let's show some pictures. So we had to try to get some of this gasket, but nothing is available. And for this vehicle here, and he reckons he can get this, he can get that. See, I don't like to reuse these parts here. He basically wants me to put a new gasket in, just an intake manifold gasket, and that one there, and the rest put it together with the old parts, even though they're gonna leak. So at the moment he wants to pick up the car tomorrow, but sorry mate, pick it up when I'm ready. I don't run for nobody. So if you're rude to me, you wait for me. Okay? Very hard to do a video and not get angry on the video, because I've poured my heart and soul to actually trying to fix this vehicle, but they have no idea. People have no idea when it comes to actually diagnostic work, especially when other people work on the car and I'm trying to fix their stuff up. So he should be screaming at the other mechanic for stuffing his car up, not me. No, I don't understand that logic. So I'll come to your house and damage your front door, but you're gonna get angry at somebody else, but not me. Crazy. Anyway, thanks for watching and please subscribe.